Brunson and the Knicks, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals at 8 Eastern. A year ago, the Pacers knocked New York out in 7 games. That was in the Eastern semis. The Knicks looking to get even. So during the regular season, the Knicks won 2 of their 3 games against the Pacers. Both came by double digits, including a 25-point win at MSG. That was back in October. So, Mad Dog, I want to start with you on this one. Which team can least afford a Game 1 loss?
Well, the Pacers beat the Knicks 3 straight times last year at home in that Eastern Conference semifinal. The Pacers are a very good home team. They did lose a game at Cleveland up 2-0, but they finished off Milwaukee. They won that huge Game 4 against the Cavs at that 80-38 first half. I think, they're going to have to win a game on the road. So eventually. But I think the fact that the Knicks rested properly, a lot of momentum. You don't want to be forced right out of the gate to be playing from behind. I think the home team in Game 1, it's much more significant than the road team. So I think the Knicks can least afford to lose the first game tonight.
Big Perk?
The Knicks winning this series in 5. And listen, let me say this. It's no disrespect whatsoever to the Pacers. I think Rick Carlisle is a hell of a coach. Tyrese Halliburton has been balling. Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner is one of the most underrated players in the league that we don't talk about enough. But the Knicks did take the Pacers to 7 games last year. Jalen Brunson was injured. Josh Hart, abdominal strain. OG Anunoby, hamstring. And then now all of those guys are healthy. You add Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges, and guess what? You got home court advantage. Home court advantage matters in this postseason. Madison Square Garden is going to be rocking. The Knicks have made that a tough place to play in, especially after that Game 6 performance that they put on. Look, kudos, shout out to the Indiana Pacers. They did an outstanding job. Obviously, they knocked off the Cleveland Cavaliers, but the difference between the Cavs and the Knicks, the Cavs are soft. The Knicks are some dogs. And when you talk about big body Brunson, you talk about OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, those guys out there, those Rough Riders, and the way Tibbs is coaching, the Knicks are winning this series in 5. So I know that probably didn't answer the question that was put on that's across the topic board, but I had to get that off my chest.
That's a long-ass answer just to say you didn't answer the question. Let's get that out the way right now. I mean, you didn't have to laugh that last part where you said, I know I didn't answer the question. At least you could have answered the question. You're going to take that long.
You said I'm allowed to give a
Go ahead,
long
but
answer.
you should have answered the question, though. How you going to say you didn't answer the question after that long-ass answer?
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say. The bottom line is this, y'all. Bottom line is this. You're being very disrespectful to the Indiana Pacers. Very disrespectful. I mean, Rick Carlisle is a champion. As much as we love Tibbs, Tibbs hasn't even coached in the finals as a head coach, okay? Rick Carlisle's a champion. So that's very disrespectful. That's number one. Number two, Miles Turner, Tyrese Halliburton, Nesmith, Nembhard, and these brothers, they can ball now. Mathurin, all right, Siakam, I even bring him up. They can ball now. Now, I know that Karl Anthony's averaging over 30 on 57% shooting against these brothers in the 3 games that they played. I know that the New York Knicks have scored over 120 points in each of those games. But what we're leaving out is that they had to. Indiana can score on anybody. I got the Knicks winning this series too. But I am not going to disrespect the Indiana Pacers by saying, oh, Knicks in 5, okay? I know my man OG Juan and the rest of the crew out there all tripping, talking about Knicks in 5, Knicks in 5. I'm not getting beside myself like that. I got the Knicks winning this series, but I think this series right here has 7 games written all over it. It might be in 6. New York Knicks, I can see the New York Knicks going to Indiana and winning a game 6, but I certainly am going to give the Indiana Pacers more than 1 game in this series. I would not disrespect them like that. I cannot.
Well, you didn't answer the question either, Hotshot. The question was, who, I mean, my God. You get
Look alive. Look alive. Okay.
Pay attention. I know it's 6:30 in the morning and you've had your egg sandwich. But be on top of it.
Where's your tea with milk and honey?
Ford can lose game 1. Pacers or Knicks? Give me an answer.
Thank you, Mad Dog.
The Knicks. The Knicks.
Okay. All right. We agree.
Hey,
and I'm with them too.
Big Body Perk.
Knicks in 7.
What's your answer?
Perk. Hello?
Which
Hello?
team can at least afford a game?
You're going to read the damn question. You're going to read the damn question. He did that on purpose, Molly. He did that on purpose, man. Come on, man.
I mean, I would say the Pacers. I would say the Pacers.
Because
Oh?
the games on the first two games at Madison Square Garden. I think that they can afford to lose game one. They just want to go back to Indiana 1-1. You understand? I think they can afford to lose it. But I will give you this.
You know what? I
you
think
do have the edge because you did say that last night.
I think we need to go to commercial break. Everyone needs to just regroup, get a little caffeine,
We good.
and we'll revisit
good.
in about 4
We good,
minutes.
Mom.
Good.
No, Perk, you need caffeine.
Series.
That would put him over. All right, let's recap. We're going with Jalen Brunson. These are game one numbers. Jalen Brunson, more than 28.5. Tyrese Halliburton, less than 8.5 assists. Karl Anthony Towns, more than 34.5 points plus rebounds. If you like it, we've parlayed this together on the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app. It'll pay out plus 628. Look for the more or less featured parlay on the homepage and in the Parlay Lounge. Okay, so it sort of gets us to this Eastern Conference final. The Knicks in this level of the playoffs for the first time in 25 years with Perk and the Windman. And we'll start right here with Coach J.B. Bickerstaff. So you just played the Knicks in a hard-fought 6-game series not long ago. So let's start with their side of this. If the Knicks are going to beat the Pacers, complete the sentence. The Knicks will beat the Pacers in this series if what?
If they control the tempo of the game. The Knicks are a team that are comfortable playing late in the shot clock. We obviously understand the Pacers want to get up and down, but guys like Brunson, guys like Towns, they can score in low clock situations, and they're comfortable there. Bridges, Anunoby, they don't mind taking the shots at the end of the shot clock on those catch-and-shoot threes. So if they control the tempo, take care of the basketball, and when they offensive rebound the basketball at a high clip, that's when they're at their best.
Okay, and it was an interesting point, Windman, that Big Perk just made. He sort of asked the question rhetorically, who's going to stop big body Brunson? Well, the Pacers have several different options to be the answer to that question. And maybe, Wendy, the answer is all of them.
Yeah, so if you watched how the Pacers attacked Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell in the last round, they picked those guys up full court. And they got to their own foul line. They were getting picked up. I think the average pickup point for Garland was something like 56 feet from the basket. So they're going to put pressure on Brunson. And the thing about it is that Brunson has to do a lot of the ball handling and creation. They don't have a lot of options on the Knicks, which is a good thing because the ball in Brunson's hands usually means good things. But they're going to rotate defenders on him. On average, the Pacers starters average about 7 less minutes a game than the Knicks starters. So Rick Carlisle will use a bunch of different defenders on him, and they want to begin stressing him out and wearing him down from the first quarter onward. Not only to try to wear him out by the fourth quarter, but thinking about games 5, 6, and 7. That is the Rick Carlisle way.
Big Perk, why the face?
Because Wendy just don't stop when it comes down to the Knicks and big body Brunson. And Coach JB, he just played against big body Brunson. So the same thing Rick Carlisle is going to try to do, JB game plan was the same. That's why we saw Asua Thompson on him. That's why we saw Dennis Schroeder picking him up 94 feet. He knows this is coming. Jalen Brunson he's ready for this. He's been ready for this. And guess what? To all